We're here with The Rock. Thank
Hi.
you for giving us the opportunity for this interview.
Oh, thank you.
And I would like to know, you're a very good athlete. I would like to know, how was the transition of becoming an actor? How did it happen?
It happened, the first movie I did, The Mummy Returns, was about 4 years ago. We filmed that. And I had been waiting for the right role. I wanted to transition into acting, but I didn't have a lot of connections at that time. I just knew that I wanted to try it and hopefully become a decent actor. And once the right role came along with The Mummy Returns, and then that, The Scorpion King, and now Welcome to the Jungle. So it's just a matter of waiting for the right role and having a lot of good help around me. I got a couple of really, really good acting coaches who helped me a lot. I need that help. And plus, surrounding myself with really good actors, too, was very important.
Well, you showed us your comedic side more on this movie, and I've heard that you've hosted Saturday Night Live too.
Yeah.
So I want you to tell me a little bit about your talents as a comedian and a musical talents too.
Oh, yeah, I'm like the second coming of Elvis. I don't know if you've ever heard. Yeah. Nobody knows that, though.
Right.
Only I know that. That's it.
Right.
Because I sing in the showers very well. But comedically, I've always loved comedy. And I wanted to do a movie that had good action in it, and also had a flair of comedy in it as well. And as far as for hosting Saturday Night Live, had the privilege of hosting it twice. I had a fantastic time. I think, like for me, if I could just, if I could showcase a little bit of comedic ability, sometimes good, sometimes not too good, then at least I'll know I'll grow as a comedic actor as well.
Right. What advice would you give to youngsters that want to follow your footsteps?
Number one, stay in school. Graduate from high school. If you get a chance to go on and go to college, you should do that and take advantage of that. And also just prepare yourself for sacrifices. And in life is unpredictable, and things are going to happen. A lot of things that you don't want to happen are going to happen, and just bear that in mind and continue to try and stay focused, and always give 110% effort. And don't let anybody tell you different either. Don't let anybody tell you different.
What has been the biggest challenge so far in your career?
The biggest challenge for me was, number one was just transitioning into film and being thrown into a very big movie like The Mummy Returns. Although my role was very small,
But you made it big.
yeah, it was a big deal for me. And the other challenge was a movie I have coming out, and it's called Walking Tall, because it's more of a dramatic role. So that was a big challenge for me too as well, and I wanted to test myself. I would say that. And,
is there somebody that you would like admire, that you would like to work with?
Sure, there are a lot of great directors who I would love to work with. Of course, there's a lot of like Russell Crowe. I admire Russell Crowe. I think he's fantastic. I'd love to work with him one day. Halle Berry. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
So tell me, your next project is?
My next project is a movie. It's coming out in April. It's called Walking Tall.
Okay.
And next month I start a comedy with John Travolta, and it's called Be Cool.
Oh, cool.
That's gonna
So
be
we'll
good.
see more of your comedic side.
Yes,
It's
yes.
cool.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your autobiography. Why did you decide to write it, and how it became a bestseller?
Well,
Yes.
I was very lucky. Number one, and number two, I was 27 when they approached me.
Wow.
The company I was working for at the time had approached me about writing an autobiography, and I said, okay. I said, I think my story is fairly interesting, but I'm 27. Something about it didn't feel right. So finally, after thinking about it and thinking of everything that I had gone through, because I grew up in professional wrestling, my grandfather, my dad, and I'd seen a lot of stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, and gone through a lot of things. And at 27, I was very lucky because I was the youngest world champion and gone through a lot then. So I decided I got a fantastic writer to help me write it, and we wrote it, and it took about 3 months of 3 months of him being with me every day, and then an additional amount of time for him to write it. And yeah, I was very lucky when it first opened up. It opened up think it opened up #1 on New York Times
Yeah.
bestsellers. Yeah, so it was really a cool thing. Very
Wow.
cool. I'd like to write another one day, but way down the line.
Well, tell me a little bit about being on professional wrestling. About what do you think of all the controversy that it creates? You know, with the kids
Sure.
imitating it at home and all that. What do you think of that?
I think that I think it's unfortunate a lot of times because kids imitate what professional wrestlers do and they get hurt. But it's no different from when I was imitating football players in the street and I would get hurt and I broke my arm and things like that. And no different than when I was imitating Tarzan. I got up in the tree and I fell out of the tree and almost broke my neck.
Wow.
So anyway, I just think that kids, you know, I understand that. I understand they're going to imitate their favorite athletes or entertainers or role models. The parents, however, should be responsible parents as well and make sure that they understand what they see on TV is a world that's created and it always looks good, and we have directors and producers and things like that. So it's really, really important that the parents let the kids know that too.
Well, to this point, what do you think is the key to your big success that you've had?
A great family around me and great help between my wife, my mom, you know, my baby, things like that, just to help me stay grounded and not forget where I've come from. And I've got a great family. So I think for me that helps because family is always #1, most important thing.
Well, congratulations. You did a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.